He was woken up by the noise on the ship. He opened his eyes and realized the ship was taking on water. Listening to the sound of the water, he realized the ship had been hit by something. He quickly climbed out of the cabin. Then he saw that the ship had been struck by a container, and the container was stuck in the hull of the ship. He hurriedly lowered the sail. Next, he grabbed a metal rod. He tried to pry the container off, but he found that the rod was useless, so he gave up on that idea. He looked carefully and noticed a small hole in the corner of the container. He immediately had a bold idea. He returned to the cabin to find a bag. He tied the bag to the container with a rope. Then he threw the bag into the sea with force. As the bag slowly sank into the water, the rope also started to tighten. He steered the ship and used the pulling force of the rope. It actually managed to pull the container away from the ship's hull. He quickly turned the ship's bow to tilt the ship to the other side, using this method to raise the hull higher above the water. Just after he did all that, he suddenly remembered the bag contained the anchor, which provided enough pulling power. But now, without the anchor, both he and the ship were in trouble. He quickly adjusted the direction. He caught up with the container. After jumping onto it, he planned to pull the rope back. The 80-year-old man, relying on his strength, successfully pulled the bag back onto the ship. After retrieving the anchor, he quickly adjusted the ship's bow and moved the ship away from the container. After doing all this, he realized he needed to quickly repair the ship. He walked into the cabin, ready to find tools. At this point, the water coming in had already increased significantly. He found that many things on the ship were unusable. Even the bed and pillows were soaked in water. This accident had disrupted his originally peaceful sea journey. Now, the more urgent task was to find the tools to repair the ship. To patch up the big hole. Repairing the ship was nothing for him. He took out the special adhesive to patch the leaking hole. But since there was no water pump, he had to manually pump out the water. But this method was too slow, and there was too much water. He worked the whole day, but he hadn't made any progress in clearing the water. After dinner, he took a rest. The next morning, he finally cleared all the water from the cabin. He added new materials to repair the leak. After a whole day and night, the adhesive had finally dried. He quickly returned the ship to its original position. Seeing that the hole no longer leaked, he felt a little relieved. But he knew this was just a temporary fix. The seawater would eventually corrode the hole again. He quickly found a battery from the cabin. He connected it to the radio, trying to call for help. But after trying for a long time, the radio still had no signal. He realized he would have to find a way to leave this deserted sea on his own.